Hello and welcome. Today, we're diving into a world that's always, and I mean always, in motion, but a lot of the time, it goes completely unnoticed. We're going to map out the entire, super intricate ecosystem that keeps the Americas moving, from the moment a car is built to the moment a package lands on your front door. I mean, really think about it for a second. That package that shows up on your doorstep, the food that's always on the shelves at your grocery store, or the technician who comes to fix your internet. How does all of that happen so seamlessly? Well, the answer is a whole lot bigger than you might think. You see, it's all thanks to this complex web of vehicles and technology and services all working together almost like a perfectly synchronized machine. And today, we're going to break down exactly how this massive modern machine gets built and how it keeps running 24/7. So, let's do this. Let's put you in the driver's seat. Imagine you're a fleet manager for a big company. Your very first and probably your biggest decision is, where do I even get all these vehicles? Turns out you've got a couple of main options. You could go the old school route and buy your vehicles straight from the manufacturer. Or you could partner up with a specialized company that handles all the leasing and management stuff for you. Both paths have their own unique pros and cons and some really big players. Now, if you choose to buy direct, you're going to be dealing with some of the biggest names in the car world. But what's really interesting here is how geography plays a huge role. You can see how certain brands just dominate specific regions, right? Chevrolet, for example, is an absolute powerhouse in the US and Brazil. Nissan has a massive footprint in Mexico. This just shows that where you operate heavily, and I mean heavily, influences who you're buying from. But maybe, just maybe, owning thousands of vehicles isn't the best move for your company's balance sheet. And that's exactly where the other path comes in. Leasing gives you a ton more flexibility and lets you hand off all the complex management headaches to the experts. And this leasing and management world, oh yeah, it has its own giants. You've got companies like Element Fleet Management that are hyper-focused on North America, while a company like Arval has a really strong presence all across South America. And they do so much more than just give you the keys. They manage the entire life of that vehicle, from buying it to maintaining it, all the way to selling it. Okay, so you've got your vehicles. Check. But a modern fleet is way more than just metal on wheels. The next step is to give it a brain, to make it smart. The magic word here is telematics. Now, it might sound super technical, but the concept is actually pretty simple. It's the tech that lets your vehicles talk. It's constantly sending and receiving critical data. We're talking location, speed, fuel usage, engine health, all of it in real time. So here's why that matters. This data is what lets a fleet manager optimize routes, make drivers safer, and even predict when a truck needs maintenance before it breaks down. It basically transforms a simple collection of cars into this intelligent, coordinated system. And the market for this brain is absolutely enormous. I mean, the market for this tech is just massive. A quick look shows a huge number of global players providing these systems. You've got companies like Geotab all the way to Motive, and it continues with big names you'll probably recognize, like Verizon Connect. The point here is that this field is crowded, and that tells you everything you need to know about how critical this technology has become. For a modern fleet, telematics isn't a luxury, it's the standard operating system. All right, we have our vehicles, we've got their digital brains. Now we need to talk about the essentials. You know, the physical things that actually keep the fleet on the pavement and rolling forward, day in and day out. And you literally cannot get more essential than the tires. We're talking about massive global companies, Bridgestone, Goodyear, Michelin. These guys aren't just selling rubber. They are crucial partners, providing specialized commercial tires that guarantee safety and fuel efficiency for millions and millions of miles. But the road itself is changing. As more and more fleets make the switch from gas to electric, the whole idea of fueling up is being completely reinvented. The good old gas station is getting a very high-tech successor. And this shift? It's creating a whole new category of essential players. You've got companies like ChargePoint and Blink, and of course Tesla with its massive supercharger network, all building the absolutely critical infrastructure for the next generation of fleets. This network is a fundamental piece of the modern mobility puzzle. But here's the thing, this ecosystem isn't just stuck on the road. The exact same principles of sourcing, managing, and optimizing, they apply to vehicles that never even touch the pavement. Yep, we're talking about fleets in the clouds. The world of aviation runs on a nearly identical model. You have major manufacturers like Boeing in the US and Embraer down in Brazil selling and leasing these incredibly complex, multi-million-dollar aircraft. It's the same intricate ecosystem of manufacturing, leasing, and management. It's just happening at 30,000 feet. So, we've looked at the vehicles, the tech, the on-road essentials, and we've even gone up into the sky. Now, let's zoom out and put all these pieces together to see how they form one incredible, interconnected machine. You know, when you lay it out, it's a really clear, logical flow. You start by sourcing the vehicles, whether you buy or lease. Then, you install that digital brain with telematics. You supply the essentials like tires and, now, charging. And all of these layers have to work together perfectly to keep everything moving. And that right there, that's really the core idea. This isn't just one industry. It is a system of systems. Each and every company, whether they're the one making the car or writing the software or building a charging station, is an absolutely vital cog in this machine. Think about it. If you take away any single one of these pieces, the entire system just gets less efficient. The automaker needs the telematics provider, who in turn needs the charging network. It's this deeply interconnected, codependent web. So if there is one thing you take away from all this, it's this. Don't think of these as separate industries. You have to think of them as components inside one single massive integrated system, all working towards one goal, keeping us all moving. And that leaves us with a really fascinating question to chew on. As this whole system evolves with things like AI and electrification, who's going to lead the way? Will it be the classic automakers, the nimble tech companies, or the new kids on the block building the infrastructure? Well, that future is being built 1 mile at a time as we speak.